The only way to win is to grab this title off the top of the ladder. And there's the Hurricane Run. And the knuckles connect. Oh, and the knee connects. I've been looking forward to this match all night. So have I. It's certainly been one of the most anticipated matchups in recent weeks. What a sickening thud as his opponent crashed to the mat. Would you look at that? A vicious slam of the head into that thinly padded security barrier. There's a lot of things under the ring, and all of them hurt. The kick connects. Kick that was. What a tackle, knocking the opponent down. Even if you wind up winning a match like this, you're going to be filling it for the next week. And there's the Russian leg sweep.
Dad, give me my bottle gun. Huh? Get it. Right now.
And I think it's obvious that he'll stop at to win here tonight.
Okay.
Mama.
Okay, come on, Eric. I'm getting.
Proud to be part of this company. I'm with you, partner. You just can't experience a thrill like this anywhere else. And that's because you're not going to see athletes like WWE superstars anywhere else, Cole. You certainly aren't. They're the greatest athletes in the world. And this is the only place you'll see them doing what they do best. Hurricane Rana. He's putting that weapon to good use here. There are limits to the amount of punishment that a human body can absorb. And if you want to prove that, just take a look at these superstars. And there's the drop kick. A high-risk maneuver in the works from that top turnbuckle. Here he goes, the Swanton Bomb. A kick breaker. A vicious stunner. And it's a flurry of slow and punches in that turnbuckle.
Get my bottle.
Okay. Sorry about that, folks. My sister wants to do it.
The key to winning a match like this is
Okay,
to build
wait.
momentum.
I'm not just
You're not going to see a match won with just one or two moves. No, but one or two big moves at a crucial point could change the direction of it completely. And those ropes are made of thick steel cable. I can only imagine how painful that must be. Hear that one way up in the deep. Victory is within his reach, but can he grab it? Look at the elevation. What an incredible drop kick. I don't like the look in his eye here, folks. I swear, every time I see him execute that move, I'm convinced he's going to break his neck. The title is only inches away. What a hurricane run. Ah, beautiful. What a six on. He's climbing the turnbuckle. Will it pay off? And I think it's obvious that he'll stop at nothing to win here tonight.
If Jeff Hardy has any fault, it's that he'll take any and every chance to accomplish what his goal is.
Does that mean practice? He brings himself here tonight. That's
Mama!
what he'll do.
I'm gonna get it. Come on, I'm gonna get it. I'm cool. I'm gonna get it. See, look, watch. Look, see?
Nice reversal. What a devastating neck breaker. And a jaw-jacking punch.
I swear, every time I see him execute that move, I'm convinced he's going to break his neck. Come on, this is for the title. Reach for it.
Oh my God.